Howdy folks, Little John out in the brewery, and it's tasting / review day on the Red IPA. We'll wait to do this one for a little while. I think it's been 6 weeks since she's been kegged up. Get the numbers here. So, before we get into it, thumbs up and a shout out to all the Patreons of Little Johns. As always, thank you for your support. Link down the bottom to Patreon. Jump and have a look. It might be right up your alley. Show some support for the channel, and it helps me keep doing everything we do around here. If you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you are, thank you very much. If you like what's going on, hit the like button down there in the corner. Red IPA, brew day, up there in the top corner. This was my attempt at, well, not a particular style, obviously, a Red IPA. Inspiration for this beer came from things like Modus Operandi, Former Tenant, which is where the name come from. I call this one the Who Needs Tenants. Also Ben spoke Red Nut, and I'll also give a nod to Mountain Culture, their double Red IPA. Three beers I've really enjoyed over the last sort of little while, and wanted to sort of recreate or try to do something like that for quite a bit, and sort of never really got around to it. Yeah, so I've been wanting to do this sort of style for quite a bit. So I put quite a bit of research into how I was going to go about it, and the mash bill, and the and obviously the hop bill, and trying to work out the right combination, and the the IBU and all that sort of stuff. And this is what we come up with. So this fella, it was brewed back on the 16th of May, kegged on the 29th of May, so it's now close enough to 6 weeks. Give or take a fucking day or two. So original gravity was 1060. She finished up at 1014, kegged. So that gives it 6.1% off the keg. And that's about what I was looking for. I was looking for around around that 6-ish mark. Very high fives, low sixes. I didn't want to go any higher. I didn't want to go making it too strong. So now I've had a couple of glasses of this along the way as it's been progressing, and if anyone is linking into the Facebook page or even into the lives, that know that I've had a few tasters. And I've been waiting for it to just develop a little bit before I sat down and ended the video. So ferment went through no problem. It crept up. I had done it under pressure. It crept up to about 13 psi initially. I crept it back to 10. Sort of left it running there up until I did the dry hop. Ran back up to about 10.5 a bit, not real high on the PSI. Then cold crashed it to actually finish it off. And it's been sitting on the keg. I was sitting in the fridge about 12 psi. So visually, it's come up more brownish than red. There's red tinge through it, but it's definitely more browner than I would have liked. It's probably the depth of colour's close, but yeah, a little bit too brown. The hops, I think there's a little bit too much, still a bit of grassiness going on with the hops. Now, I haven't got my hops schedule written down here to quickly bring up the recipe while we're yakking. Initially, early on, the hops were quite grassy. And there's still a little bit there, and I'm thinking it's more than likely a case of a little bit too generous with the post boiling or the dry hopping. So let me just get this bloody recipe up so I can have a look where the hops were. The flavour is mostly working, it's just that little bit too much of that hop presence. So that needs to be fine-tuned to get back down where we want to be. So so the hops, Columbus for bittering, basically 30 minutes. So Amarillo and Simcoe into the boil, late in the boil, then a hop stand, Citra and Amarillo, an Amarillo Mosaic and Citra dry hopped on day 6. Not a massive amount. It was a 17 litre batch. There's 20, 70, there's under 100 grams of hops, so it's about 6 grams a litre. I'm thinking what's really pushing the edge, I think it's that Simcoe. And possibly even the Columbus's, but I think Simcoe is the big one here. I think that would have been, could have been left out. It could also be the Mosaic. It could be a little bit of from the Mosaic. I do find the Mosaic tends to have a little bit of a grassy edge to it, which I don't particularly like. Other people probably would enjoy it, but for me, yeah, it doesn't quite work. So I think I was going again. I'd probably get rid of the Simcoe. Possibly drop that Mosaic from the dry hop a little bit up the. I'd even consider possibly dropping the Mosaic altogether for some Cascade. So that way you're still getting some of the fruit. Nice sort of a citrusy note, but I don't think it'll have that edge that the Mosaic's got. I think the minerals worked in this one. I think they're right. I think there's a decent level there. But malt-wise, it definitely needs an adjustment with the malt now. There's 5% of Caramunic in here, Caramunic 2. And I think that's where the bulk of this darkness is coming from, the depth, and there's a little bit too much from that flavour wise. Possibly could have dropped the roasted barley at 1.8%, could have dropped it a little bit as well. There is a mineral note there that could be bloody... Yeah, I don't think it's the minerals that are really biting too much. I think, yeah, I think we need to get rid of the caramunic. At least half of the caramunic, and maybe even drop it back to... I've got Munich and caramunic. Could probably drop the caramunic and just replace that with a base malt that's going to give me something red. I was looking for the caramunic to give me some red notes, and it's 18% of the Munich itself. But I think it needs something that's going to actually push the red. So something like a Shepherd's Delight or a Red X or something like that. I don't think it's a long way off. It's not, it's not where I want it to be, but it's not way off. So I will be looking at doing this one a little bit down the track. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm pulling back that grain a little bit, trying to get more of that red colour and to drop some of the intense flavour that's there. So a tiny little bit of carafa too, I'd probably drop that as well. And I think, like I said, yeah, push it more to a red base. It's going to push the red colour a little bit more. But hey, that's what brewing's all about, isn't it? About playing around and working up to where we get it. I'm sure these other mobs didn't hit their bloody on their first effort. But for now, it's an enjoyable drink. I think even with a little bit more age on it, it's going to that hop grass will probably subdue a little bit more. And level out, but I'm happy to drink it as it is, and it'll certainly it'll rotate through my system quick enough. Yeah, that's her. Like I said, I will be revisiting this one in the coming months. Probably get a few other brews under the way before I do it again, but definitely will be playing with this one, with the style, and trying to knock this one down. So hopefully you can stay around and come along with me down the track a little bit. So if you're watching, you got any comments, any questions, stick them down the bottom. You're doing a red IPA at home, you've got a bloody, what are you using to get your red, to get that red colour? Yeah, what's working for you? What hops are working for you? What hops didn't work? What helped me work out where the hops have gone wrong on this fella. Anyway, as always, again, patrons, cheers guys for the support, subscribers, thank you. Buttons are all down, the information's all there for everyone. That's me. Who needs tenants? More brown than red IPA. which needs a few tweaks as we come along, but that's all good. So till I'm looking at you again, we're brewing beer, drinking beer, talking beer, good brewing.